So there are two arguments that our textbook shows. First one is, okay, for a large economy, maybe a tariff increases nation's welfare. May increase nation's welfare. Well, in this case, okay, we talk about impact of tariff on nation's welfare, but this one is only the small economy. This economy is too small so that they cannot affect world price. But now, suppose large economy like the United States, okay, or the China, or Japan, or Germany. Okay? Then we learned that, okay, here. Okay, without trade, domestic price will be determined this level. But if trade is allowed, this is world price. So world price is lower, so that this economy will import this much of good, okay, at this price. Okay. But now, suppose that the government imposes tariff. So what happens is that price increases, so that this economy, let's say US, okay, now US import only this much because of tariff. So as US economy is a large economy, reduction in the US import from this big to this small affect world price. Okay, so this will lower the price in other countries. Okay. So therefore, what happens is that, okay, as price declines, okay, effective price in the US will also decline. So we will have this case. Okay. Originally, tariff is at this level, but because of this effect, this will happen. This difference is going to be tariff. Price will decline level. Given this, what we can find is that, okay, before the tariff, this triangle used to be consumer surplus. But now, because tariff, the price became this. Therefore, consumer surplus become smaller. This is consumer surplus. You know that? Consumer surplus. As domestic price increase, domestic producers will produce this much, so that they will have this much of a producer surplus. And US economy will import this much, and tariff is this big. This rectangular goes to US government revenue. And as we see, okay, this part and this part will be lost by strong consumer surplus because of tariff. So this means that, okay, domestic producers produce a little bit too much. This part, domestic consumers used to buy this much. But now, because of tariff, domestic producers buy only this much. So this indicates domestic consumers buy too little. This. So this distortion lowers nation's welfare. Okay? So this. But some of this nation welfare, okay, those things are, the nation welfare is compensated by this part. Notice that this rectangular is the US government revenue, but this upper part is coming from US consumers. But this lower part, let me draw this yellow part. Okay. This smaller rectangle is coming from consumers in foreign countries. So this part is called the terms of trade gain. So for the large economy, okay, the tariff will generate these gains, the terms of trade gains. How much? This much. The question is, okay, which is bigger, this part and this part? Okay. So if this part is bigger, then trade increase nation's welfare. Okay. If this loss is bigger than this gain, then the trade will decrease nation's welfare. From this visible, okay, explanation, you can see that, okay, this is the level of tariff. If tariff is here, let's say the economy, nation's welfare is given this. But then if tariff is very small, nation's welfare increases and become maximum certain level. If tariff is big, then as you see from here, nation's welfare begin to decline. Decline, 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 and somewhere here. Okay. So this level is called optimal level of tariff. So from here, okay, this is the argument against free trade. By imposing tariff, we can increase nation's welfare. Okay? But this argument is available only when the economy is large enough to affect the world market. And this. Now, second argument is domestic market failure. Then what is the market failure? Market failure indicates the phenomenon that a market fails to maximize the social welfare. As long as market does not maximize its social welfare, we say that the market fails. It's called market failure. So in other words, okay, there is some kind of deadweight loss in social welfare if market fails. So that's why, because of this, market fails to maximize its social welfare. Then this case also exists in what? International trade. So let's think about, I talk about external cost, but now think about external benefit. Okay? In this case. Okay, this is the domestic price, but let's say this is the world price. Then this economy is going to import this much. Okay. But then now, let's suppose that tariff is imposed. So this is the price tariff. Then because of that, we see that this much of a consumer surplus are lost. Okay. That means production is made too much. This is the consumption, domestic consumption is too little, this distortion. So this distortion, okay, lowers nation's welfare. This is what we learn. Okay. But there may be some case that this production may have hidden benefit. There may have hidden benefit to the society. Think about the case that, okay, let's say this economy has high level of unemployment. Because of high unemployment, this economy is spending a lot for unemployment benefit. This is cost to this economy. But then, guess what? Because domestic production is made too much, we lose this much, but in order to produce more, domestic producers hire more labor. Okay. So in this case, okay, domestic producers hire more labor. So as more labor is hired because of tariff, this cost decline. This is a hidden benefit to the society.